everybody, this is Jade. I wanted to do a tutorial on how I made my vision book from last year. Instead of making a vision board, which there's nothing wrong with a vision board, I used to make vision boards myself, but I realized that I'm more of a journaler than like a planner or anything else. So I decided last year that I'd want my vision board to be a vision book. And I have a couple of videos on my channel already about this. However, I have not done a tutorial, and I've been getting a few more questions about it lately. So I thought it'd be prudent to just go ahead and do a tutorial on how I put this together, in case anybody else is interested in making their own vision book for 2019 or whatever. So this is the one that I did last year. It was split into 7 categories: personal growth, health and body, money, career, travel, love and relationships, material things, and gratitude. This year I'll only have 6 categories, just because gratitude, I have a whole complete separate notebook for that now, so there's no need for me to put it in my vision book. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how I put this together and made this. And yeah, the materials you'll need, of course, a composition book. I got this on clearance after one of the back to school sessions. It was like 50 cents from Walmart. And you know, you can get a composition book anywhere. I will say all composition books are not made equally, guys. So my measurements may not be your measurements, okay? But I will show you how I get my measurements so you can get them for yourself, okay? But you'll need a composition book. Pick out a paper pad that you like. I'm using the Bella Rouge stack this time. Let me see who is by. By Pink Paisley. And it's a stack that I've had for a while. And I have the little journaling cards to go with it. And I'll be using cut aparts and these to like decorate the insides. Of course, you'll want to get your categories together. Decide what categories you want. They don't have to be the same as mine. And type them out on any sheet of paper. So that's what I did: personal growth, money and careers, travel, love and relationships, material things, health and body. And you'll be cutting these out to paste on your tabs. And of course you'll need some tape, and I use glue as well. And you'll need a corner rounder. This is the one that I generally use, but I have a We Are Memory Keepers one somewhere here, in case I need to get through something that is a little harder to get through. So, those are the materials you'll need. And definitely you'll need a, actually, you may not need the corner rounder if I'm thinking about it. We'll see. We'll see. Because I know I use a sander, and you don't have to have one like this. I actually usually use, and I can't find it right now. Like, oh, there it is. Ha. I usually use one that I just pick up from the Dollar Tree. You can find this sanding block from the Dollar Tree. They have them at Walmart, Target, wherever. But Dollar Tree is usually where it's cheapest. So a sanding block and some scissors and a ruler. So that should be all you'll need for this. And oh, you'll need some clear tape eventually. Whatever. I went ahead and pre-cut my papers to make this a little more efficient, this tutorial. But I will tell you how I got my measurements, and you'll need to do it for yourself. I'm telling you, because I'll show you why. Composition books don't always measure out the same, because the way they place this black thing is like haphazard, I think. There's really no rhyme or reason how they place it as far as measuring it. You know what I'm saying? So I have my covers what I want to put on my covers inside and out pre-cut, and the papers for the inside pre-cut, and even the pockets. But I'll give you my measurements and I'll show you how I got the measurements, okay? So what I did for the front and back covers was I measured from the black part, of course, to the edge of the paper. And even sometimes even this thing will be crooked, so you'll have to, I'm telling you, it'll be a little weird on the measurements. You'll have to measure. But I go over a little bit and then I cut it down and sand it around it. And that's how it kind of gets a little more even, okay? So from here to here, this is approximately like 6 3/8. But I go a little further than that, okay? So I cut my papers to 6 1/2. And then luckily, up and down is the same, okay? And that's approximately 9 3/4. So I cut my papers to 10, okay? So that's how I measured the inside and outside covers, which are here. Now as for the sheets that'll decorate the pages, I'll show you how I measured those. You just take it, and it doesn't have to be like perfect. And as you can see, this is 7 1/4. So I think I may have gone to probably completely, yeah, 7 1/4. So this is approximately 7 1/4. Didn't really go over that. So I measured to 7 1/4 because you want this to fit this better, because you don't have to cut down on the paper, just the, what do you call this, covers, okay? So 7 1/4 by, now this says 9 and, it's about 9 5/8. And I think I went ahead to 9 3/4. If it goes over a little bit, we'll see. Let me measure this just to make sure. So yeah, 7 1/4 by, come on, Jade. Yeah, 9 3/4. So let's see here. Yeah, that's about approximate. I might have a little overhang I may have to cut off, but no, that looks about right. Yeah, this is where you'll need the corner chomper. Anyway, alright, so just make sure you're getting the right measurements, guys. I'm not quite sure that I did, but we're going to work with what we're going to work with, okay? But that's how I got them. So, and then these are the pockets that I put across. And of course, the lengthwise, it'll be the same as a 7 1/4. And these can be as tall or as small as you want them to be. I measure them at 4. So lengthwise, they're 4, and this way they're 7 1/4. And these are the pockets that'll go on the thing. Now, the only thing I did not pre-cut are the tabs, because I had questions about those, and I just wanted to show you how I made them with this tab punch, and how you can make them yourself. If you don't have a tab punch, there are different methods that you can make your own tabs. And we'll get to that. So, let's get started. So, for the front cover, I think I decided on these. Yeah, that one. And on the inside, this will go inside. These are inside covers, these two. So, those right here for a second. And this will go on the back. But we'll start with the front. And like I said, I did it just slightly bigger so it'll be easier to just cut around and then sand it to make it fit the cover a little better. Okay? And so I just apply tape, ATG tape. You can use whatever kind of tape or glue or whatever you have. I don't think it really matters as long as it's something that's going to adhere well. A lot of people may use double-sided tape. I do have some of that as well, which if you consider it, this is double-sided tape, but it's just in a contraption that helps it roll better. You can be generous with the tape. You just kind of want to make sure you get your paper stuck down real well. I'll also have a bone folder to help smooth it out. So here we go. We're going to make sure there's a little overhang on each edge. So we can cut. All right. And that's it. Just smooth that on there. Like that. I'm going to smooth this out over here. Now, pieces of this I may speed up just for the sake of time. So, once you're done with that, you just want to come in here and cut off the excess with your scissors. These are the Tim Holtz scissors. If you don't have a pair and you're a crafter or you do crafty or very journaly things a lot, making things, I would suggest getting a pair because they are the best freaking scissors. Come on now. Alright, front cover is on, and we'll get the back cover on, and then we'll get all the covers for the covers on, and then we'll sand it down together, okay? So we're not doing a whole lot of sanding. So this will be my back cover, just because I like the words and things on it. And again, I want to show you what I mean when I say they aren't created equally. I had to cut my back cover sheets at different widths than I did the front cover because it's the way they place it. It's different. Look. This is sitting at 6.5. Why is it at 6.5 when the front was not? You know what I'm saying? So I had to cut this a little bit longer. So my back cover ones ended up being 6 7/8. That's what I cut them at. Okay? So make sure you're measuring from that black strip on both sides. You probably are not going to be able to use the same size that you did for the front as you did for the back because they don't put these on quite evenly, okay? Same thing with this, just kind of make sure there's a little overhang on each side. Press it, butt it up right against that black part, and smooth it out. We're gonna do the same. We're gonna cut the inside of this. Again, guys, forgive my wonky cutting. I am alright. That's it for the back cover and the front. Now we'll do this one. Hey guys, so I made a mistake. I'm back again. I'm back. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I completely measured the inside covers wrong. I don't know why I was still measuring as if it had a black thing to go by. That's not what we want to do. For the inside, you have to measure the whole thing, okay? So I'm glad I actually made that mistake on camera so you guys know better. So what we're going to do is measure the inside here and see what we need to cut this to, and I think I'm going to do it to here. So this would be approximately 7 1/8, and I want to give it a little bit of overhang, so I'm going to cut it to 7 1/4, okay, by 10. Again, a little bit of overhang. So, and actually the inside covers should be about the same because they don't have that black thing. So let's see. I'm doing it from that little space there. Yeah, approximately 7 1/4. 7 1/4 by 10 on the inside of mine. Okay, so I just got the same sheets that I measured for these that I was gonna put on the inside. All right, and also it also lets me add that you'll also need a paper trimmer for this project. You'll definitely need a paper trimmer. For the front of this one, and from that, where's that mark at? I gotta see where I'm gonna place the paper. Now back here, and there's like a little, you can't really see it, but I see it. A little mark here. Come on, paper. Let me do it this way. This might be a little better. All right. That'll work. And smooth this out. I'm trying to do better with my perfectionism because it's crazy, guys. It can be a hindrance. Now, I am going to cut what overhang I do see. Good. Yeah, so that's fitting in there. Now, my previous one, I did have a little pocket on this inside cover, but I realized I never use it for anything, so I'm not going to put one in this one. If you prefer to have one there, let me know. I can do a quick tutorial on how I made the pocket for this inside cover, but I'm personally not even going to bother with it this time because, like I said, I never used it. I did make use of the other pockets though, so. And again, here. Yep, that's gonna work. I'm going to and it's a bit overhang on both sides. And let's see. papers placed inside and out, I'm just going to go ahead and sand the edges to make everything more even or whatever and uniform to the book. Okay, so again, sanding block, a Dollar Tree or like Family any place like really has these things. Okay, and I generally sand down. It just seems to do better and go smoother that way. So once I have all the papers on, I just do a little sanding to make the edges even in case, you know, I didn't cut it exactly to the, what do you call it, the covers of the composition book. Okay, I think that's pretty good for the front. And let's go ahead and do the same thing for the back. And this will require a little more, I think, because this is a little less even. So alright, so we have our covers done. Let's get to the inside. Before we do that, we'll want to go ahead and get our tabs cut. So as we go along, we'll do that. And also to split it up, depending on how many categories you have, I just take the number of categories I have and divide it into the number of pages. And it said it was 100 pages, so 100, you know, these are 100. Of course, front and back is 200, but I just divided it into 100, so I get approximately 16 pages per tab with 6 categories. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make some tabs. Let's see, with my tab punch, and the way I did it last time, and I just picked out 2 different things that I liked and made tabs from that. So it will be 3 tabs of each design. Okay, and I think I'm gonna use these 2 designs for my tabs. Alright, and I have 6 tabs, so again, 3 each. And I kind of take this off sometimes so it's easier to see. 2 designs, and I have my tab punch here. And you want to take one of your designs and cut it. I just think I cut it this to like 2 1/4. You just want enough to be able to fold it over, as you can see. And you're going to put the outside down of this. Stick it into this tab punch. This thing, it can be ornery. So what you're going to do, stick it into the tab punch. Make sure it's covered, but as you can see, there's a small bit of space left at the top. Okay, that's what you want. And punch. Okay, and this will be your tab. Okay, now if you don't want like a tab that folds over, if you kind of just want an individual tab, you can do that as well. You just won't leave that space. Okay, I personally prefer the fold over ones. That's just my preference. You don't have to do the same thing. So I'm just going to continue. And I'll need one more from that paper. Let's see. Okay guys, I have all my tabs punched out here that I'm gonna be using. I can show you how to make one with this circle tab in just like a couple different ways. You want to fold over again a sheet. This is going to be quick. I'm going to try to make it quick anyway. Fold over a sheet. Open side down. Stick it in. in. Again, just want to leave a small bit of space. So you may want to measure these. I'm just showing you how. But you want to leave a small bit of space so it, you know, does that. If you want that. If you just want an individual, cut through the whole thing, okay? Don't leave that space. And there you have it. There's your circle tab if you want it like that. Now, if you want to make it a little more tab looking, what you can do is cut out a whole circle. And fold it in half. And what you want to do is get a pencil. Let's see what mine is here. And take your circle punch again. Okay, so you have this. And it'll be a little bit more tab-like once we're finished with this. Stick it in and just cut off one of the edges, okay? Alright. And once that's cut off, you kind of just want to measure, like flip it and just measure the other side. This is where the pencil comes in. So you can kind of get it even. You don't have to be this precise, guys. You really don't. Alright, so you'll know where to kind of cut on the edge over here. And then let's find our line and line it up with what we did. Punch. And there you go. You kind of have a thing that looks more like a tab than just a regular circle. Okay? So, sorry, Kesey. So there you go. You know, there's different ways to make tabs. I would suggest maybe using a bigger tab punch if you're going to use these. Then 1 3/8, maybe a 2-inch circle punch would probably be better. So those are alternative ways to make tabs. If you're looking to, if you don't have a tab punch or, you know, don't want to do it by hand. You can also do it by hand. Like if you just, you know, draw out a circle and cut around it and do all the same steps. You can do it that way too if you don't have any punches at all. Okay? So, definitely different ways to get the same thing done. And now we can get to decorating the inside of our sheets, okay? This little doohickey has small, medium, large. And I think we're at a medium here. It's more of a medium size, so that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that looks good. And just, alright. And I'm going to so we're just gonna keep doing that. And I'm gonna count 16 pages from each one, okay? After that. Alright. So, I may or may not speed this up, guys, so you'll on the inside here, we're gonna just stick one of the pockets, okay? Let's do something a little colorful here. All right, and here, this is simple. You can either tape it down with double-sided tape if you want. I'm just gonna use glue, because that's what I did the last time. And basically all you do is put glue on the edges. Okay. Now, of course, you want to leave the top open. You don't want to put glue there. All right. Then I'm going to stick this down. Oh, and my bad, guys. I'm going to take a little of the glue off here. Because I forgot to do the corners here, okay? So don't make my mistake. Got a little ahead of myself. Alrighty, that's good. And I'm silly because I really didn't need that corner there on the inside, just the outside. But make it your own, guys. Then I'm going to count about 16 sheets away. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to decorate this one same as we did the other one. See, me not paying attention. I got this all uneven, so just be a little more careful, guys. Okay, I'll fix it another time. Again, we want to count another 16 sheets. Oh, see, I'm almost about to mess up. We're gonna put our thing here on our pocket. And guys, you don't have to have pockets if you don't want it. If you don't feel like you're gonna need it or whatever, you don't have to do it. I'm just gonna do this one corner here. Yeah, so I didn't mess up like last time. And again, with the glue. Stick, and the pocket is adhered. We're gonna let that dry and count another 16 pages. And here we go. And I'm not gonna keep showing this part, guys. I think you pretty much get the gist of it. So I'm either gonna fast forward through this, or I'm just kind of gonna do it and then come back. Okay. Okay, everybody, now we're going to get to getting the tabs on. I've laid out my tabs in the order that I want them to go. And so what you're going to need is some double-sided tape. I'm just going to use this red line tape and some clear clear Scotch tape. And actually for this step, you don't even have to use this at all. If you want to use glue or some other kind of tape, you can use that. I'm just going to tape, when I put the things on the tabs, I'm going to use this just because I kind of like that the shiny effect that it gives it, or clear effect, whatever. Anyway, so what I do is basically just take a piece of clear tape and put my thing on there, get one of these tabs, place it where I want to go, where I want it to go, and fold over any excess. Okay. There. Now I have personal growth on there. And like I said, you see the kind of shiny effect it gives it. I just like it. It's nothing big or major. Anyway, so that's basically how I do these, what do you call it? Tabs here. Put it in on there. Alright. Fold over the excess. So the tabs are done as far as the labeling of them, and I have them in the order I want to go. And basically I like to put double-sided tape on the inside on both sides, so it'll be easier to stick on. Because this red line tape is ridiculously strong, like ridiculously strong. I got a little overzealous with it. You see? And again, for the insides of this, you can simply use glue. You can use packing tape. You can use, not packing tape. You can use double-sided tape. You can use a glue stick. Whatever you think, whatever you have that you think will go on it and it will stick well, use it. Like, seriously, don't go out spending no fortune on things that you see in this video. If you can substitute it with something else that is just as comparable, okay? And what I'll do is I will link the tools and materials and things that I use below if anybody does need something. But again, there are things you can substitute for a lot of the materials that I'm using that you probably already have. So, you know, don't go breaking the bank trying to get materials for this project. Okay, I have my tabs all taped up here. So we're going to start with personal growth. You put yours in whatever order that you want. And of course, you do not have to have the same categories as I do. Put whatever categories speak to you, or whatever it is that you want to have a vision of. This is a vision book. So I'm just taking off the tape stuff. I'm going to fold any excess over. All right, and on our first bit here, I'm just gonna place this at the top, just like so. and fold it over. Okay? Simple as that. All right, and then we go to the next page. We get our next peel off the whatever's on there if you have something like that. And here I like to kind of measure. All right. So kind of go by the guide of your first paper. Hold it together, I guess. All right. And I think right there is about good. So I'm going to press that there and press that down there, okay? Again, just kind of take the last one that you had there and to measure by to see where you want to stick this one. And I think right there looks about good. Sorry. Right there looks about good. So, just gonna press that down there. Okay. And you just continue like that until you have all of your tabs down. Alright, so when you put it all together, it looks like this. And again, be careful because some of my stuff is covered up. You kind of can't even see it. Well, you see, guys. Woo. Anyway, this is what it looks like. And then, of course, you want to decorate the covers and the little papers and stuff with, like, inspirational stuff. So, I'm going to back it, I think. This is 3x4. So, I'll back it with another... excuse me, sheet. And I'll just cut this real quick down to let's see, that's 3x4, so I'm gonna do this at 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Also, let's check to see how it looks first. Yeah, I like that. But, you know your girl. It's about here. So you kind of get the gist of how to make these vision books. If you want to please do a better job than me in this tutorial. I was rushing, guys, so my other one did not turn out like this. It's really cute. Well, you've seen the other one. You know, more even and all that kind of stuff. But this, for the tutorial, I was trying to go fast, so forgive me if everything didn't turn out quite excellent, okay? But I just wanted to show you how to do it so you guys get the gist, especially for those people that were asking me questions about it. So yeah, just decorate how you want, and then, you know, get to pasting in your vision here of the different categories that you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, start cutting up magazines, or, you know, finding pictures on the internet and printing them out, and you know, put your stuff there. And it's good to probably put pictures of yourself in here as well, so you can see yourself with the things that you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, have that vision. So Again, if anybody's interested in how I made the pocket for the front, let me know. I'll do a quick tutorial on that. But otherwise, I think we're good. As you can see, we have the front and back covers done. We have our tabs for our different sections, and each section has a pocket. So if you have extra stuff that you're considering putting in your vision board, or you're not quite done, but you're you know, you haven't quite finished, but you need to come back to it later, you can just store the stuff for each section in each pocket. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's it, guys. So we got travel here, and I've added to my travel list. I've been listening to Ed Sheeran, guys. That's all I've been listening to. And now the man has me wanting to go to Barcelona. There's a song called Barcelona that he has. Oh my God, it's such a feel-good song. Listen to it. And then I want to go to Barcelona now, and I want to go to Tenerife. Both, I think, are in Spain, or I think Tenerife may be on the Canary Islands off of Spain. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how that works. But anyway, so, and then material things. Of course, we all want material things. That is it, guys. Okay, I'm rambling now. So that's it for this. If you have any comments or questions, definitely leave those below. Again, I'll leave links to the materials that I've used. And that's it for this tutorial. I hope it was helpful for anybody that had questions about how to put this together. And you guys get to making your vision books and making your dreams and visions and imaginations and daydreams come true, okay? I hope you have a wonderful, 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 excellent, successful, prosperous, abundant 2019. Let's go out here and get it, guys, okay? Talk to y'all later. Bye.